Welcome back to the Grimoire videos. This is DIY Witchcraft, and I am 7 Stars of Tarot by 7. Today I'm going to be showing you some altar ideas while the veil is thin, so we can make it a little thinner.
I know that the paranormal is real. Listen.
So what is an altar? An altar is a place that you've devoted to celebrating a season or honoring relatives or for doing spell work. The Samhain is the season that is between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. And it's said to be the time when the veil between life and death is the thinnest. And so we like to make an altar to celebrate this, and it's also a good time to try to make contact with relatives or to send messages. We're also going to be doing 2 more videos on altars, including spell work and putting together a winter solstice altar. So here is an example of something I would set up for a Samhain altar. So altars can be altered seasonally. I can show you how I put all of this together, and then we can move into how we do some of the spell work. Let's make some magic happen. So here we have a blank space that we want to make into our altar. So what do we do first? Well, in old Victorian times, the first thing they did was they covered the mirrors. Just a simple piece of cloth or handkerchief or anything. So we covered that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get photographs of the people that we want to try to contact, or that we want to try to contact us, or that we want to remember and honor. So here I've got photographs. We're just going to kind of right now just set them up. It doesn't just have to be photographs. It can be items that you remember your ancestors with, such as, I've got several things here. One of my favorites is locks of my Aunt Mary's hair and my Aunt Iris's hair. So we are just going to put that up here. And this is Aunt Iris. And I know I've got more pictures of Mary around here, but this is Mary's whole family. She's the one on the far left. And that is just like her, just like I remember her, that spunkiness. One of the things I remember from my Aunt Mary was dinner bells. She lived in a southern mansion, and they had dinner bells, silver dinner bells, and lots of cut glass and fine southern hospitality type things. So I remember the dinner bells. We have my grandfather's pocket knife. So we're going to put those up here. My grandfather's and my grandmother's pocket knives. I could tell you stories about those, but you know what? I could tell you stories all day long about all these things. They have special memories to me. This is my grandfather's pocket watch on my father's side. This is from my Aunt Mary, a little compass. And this is also from my Aunt Mary. This was a pin that she wore. So we're going to just find a way of attaching that up here too. I think that'll work. These are my grandmother's worry beads. This is a picture of my dad when he was a little kid. They went around and took photographs of them with a pony. They took this pony around from house to house, and they would take pictures for however much they charged for that. Now we're going to work on the table. It's good to start with black cloth. But anytime you have fire, and fire is a big part of Samhain, I don't like to put fire directly on cloth. So I put put down a piece of glass. Because the number one rule of witchery is fire safety, fire safety, fire safety. So let's start out by putting a lot of fire out. We've got candles galore. Black and orange, so good colors of the season. Let's put these masks up, just for effects. Now we're just going to add some decor items, okay? Crows. It's good to have something to call the spirits. So there's a lot of different bells. This is my singing bowl. We could use that. I've also got this big honker of a bell that definitely would wake the dead. I forgot this. This was my grandmother's marble. Put that there with my dad. Crystals. There's a lot of crystals we could go over. I'll go over the crystals later. Apples and pumpkins. And I've got this cute little ghost. His name's Boo. This is optical stone. Salt. Gotta have the salt. And if you're going to burn anything on here, it's good to have something. This is an onyx tray, something for incense, a little tiny little cauldron for burning little things. I've even got an urn of sorts. But you know, you're going to have your own things that you gather from all over your house. We'd like to bring in things from the outside. We've got seeds, we've got little things. But as the season goes on, I'm going to be adding a lot of things from nature after we go on our nature walk. So we just got a little things for right now. Onyx scrying mirror. Bells, because believe it or not, these things go off on their own sometimes. I thought it would be a good way somebody let us know they're here. Now we'll just put this up here. Little scrying ball. The death card. It's from my deck, of course. I'll move this stuff around. I have several of these. If you have any of these from like thrift stores or antique shops, or maybe they have a picture on the bottom of them already, take that off, and what I do is I print out all sorts of little things to put under them, and they look really cool. One thing I like about these two is you could even put like jewelry or something in them. Look at what happens when you put a piece of jewelry in it. Let's put a little, we're gonna put a little fake stuff up now, but we'll put some real leaves around here later. And this is another cool little thing. Very easy to work with, and you can flip it over and have different designs. All this is a picture frame that I printed out pictures. But it looks pretty cool when you put it all together. Have it on an altar. So let's light the candles. And there you have it. One Samhain altar, and I'm going to use mine to work with the ancestors. You can use yours for celebrating the season, or just about anything you want. It could just be a meditation place. I recommend doing this away from everybody else in your house, because this can turn into a junk table where people just go put stuff and junk stuff on there. Never leave the candles burning when you're not there. And if you're ever wondering why the witching hour is 3 a.m., it's because that's the only time that people are going to leave you alone long enough to do this kind of thing, or to do your spell work, or to meditate, or anything. So I highly recommend 3 a.m. So in this tutorial, we put together an altar. In the next tutorial, we're going to be doing some spell work with the altar. And then we're doing a third video where we put together a winter solstice altar. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you come back and watch. See you next time.